got the roots, he let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it cheap. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.
We live from the boxing section, you dusty ass niggas. What's going on, man? We live from the boxing section. It's been a while since I last got in, but we back, man. I want to say, I gotta get my stuff together real quick. I gotta give a very, very special shout out to my boy Coop and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him a RIP. Dog. You mean? So I want to say RIP to my dog Coop. Man, I love you and I miss you, bro. I wish you were still here with us. He was a very, very important part of the boxing section. And so without him, there is no boxing section. From the start of the boxing section, he was there until now, constantly trying to tell me to get back live. So it was only right that I got back live today, because we had a great fight. Plus, I had to get back in the ring. So shout out to everybody that's stopping in right now. We got my boy Daniel, man. What's going on with your dog? YV, man. You already know what time it is, man. And also, we got my dog in the building today, man. Come on, bro. What's happening?
What's happening, bro?
You know, nothing like the other one.
Man, first off, sleep in peace to my man Coop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rest in peace
salute
to my
the
dog.
hero, salute to the soldier. But, you know, hopefully this comeback not like Adrian Broner. You come back, make some noise, and then disappear. Hopefully you're here to stay, man.
And I'm Adrian Broner.
Yeah, with that head looking like that, you might be, man. But, hey, look, I just watched that Beterbiev fight, and, you know what I'm saying, I got on my no favors, and they gave that man favors. That judgment was some bull crap.
I can't say that, bro. I'm be honest with you, my boy. I can't say
what?
that.
Go ahead. I don't see how you can't say that, man.
He made Beterbiev made Bivol. So you know when you judging the fight, you always look at what that person normally does. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so with that being said,
you're not so this is the thing. You're not supposed to look at what the fighter normally do. You're supposed to look at what the fighter's doing right there at that moment.
I understand that, but I'm telling you that's how the judges do. I'm not saying that's what I would do. I'm just saying that's what they do. You feel what I'm saying?
So if you're watching a fighter that's supposed to be a brawler and you're like, oh yeah, this guy, he normally comes in, he's a second-hand fighter, and you're not judging nothing beforehand, or you're looking at it with bias because it's like, but a grain of salt because, you know, normally he's a second-hand fighter, so we're not going to really look at things right now. That's bullcrap because now you're taking away everything this other fighter did from the beginning. And I didn't see anything, even if you were looking at it on an amateur, if you was looking at the old amateur way of scoring a fight, he still lost. Like, I don't see how he won. Most of his shots was getting slipped.
No, dude. He was punishing that dude.
No, he wasn't.
Did you see Bivol face after the fight?
Did you see the forearms and the elbows? Like, come on, bro. And they was headbutting. So you had a lot of other
combo.
Come on.
That nigga was on his
Come on,
bicycle
bro.
all night.
I haven't seen a bull crap
That wasn't a robbery
judgment.
like that, bro.
Nah,
'Cause
bro. I haven't seen nothing like. I haven't seen something this
listen,
bad since Gary and Mark Messiah.
listen, Bivol didn't think that he won the fight.
Bivol is just being respectful because there ain't no way. Like, okay, listen, if they would have gave him a draw, I could have accepted that. I'd have said, okay, it's a draw. You know, if I was a judge and I was a sucker, all right, I'd have made it a draw. But
listen,
looking at that fight,
Combo, watching that fight, bro, it could have went either way. But my thing is, every time he hit Bivol said, "Peace."
no,
Grab, hold. Yes, he was, bro.
So a lot of it. So I will say this, but
bro,
you
the last round.
hold on.
Listen. The last round, bro, he held Beterbiev arms for dear life.
He was tired, and even that was ring generalship. Like he still controlled the fight. Beterbiev, he threw a lot of punches. Yes, he threw punches from his shoulder. None of that shit was really hurting him. And a lot of the reaction that you saw was Bivol actually reacting or overreacting from the shots. And some of those shots, Bivol could have sat there and just sat there on.
Overreacting? What do you mean overreacting?
Because he was pulling out as getting hit. So when you're pulling out while you're getting hit, there's a lot of snapping in your neck. There's a lot of extra movement. So of course it's going to look like it's a much more dramatic shot. And a lot of those punches where people probably scored the shots weren't even landed. They weren't landed. He didn't land a lot of those shots, man. I'm telling you. Like, I can't find 6 rounds. I can't find, I would say 7 to be on the safe side, but I can't find 6 rounds that man dictated the fight. He didn't dictate the distance. He didn't dictate the speed, the cadence. He didn't just dictate when there was engagement. He didn't dictate anything. He was just in there. He was literally just in that ring. That man didn't do anything. You know, me personally, and I said it in the chat, I think this is the biggest and the worst decision since Mark Messiah and Gary Russell. And I'm sorry, man.
Bro, you're not going to tell me that Bivol won that 12th round.
The 12th round, no, but okay, so you're going to hang on to the one round that he sat down on?
Listen, come on, bro. Listen, the fight was way too close for him to think that he just flat out won. You know that, I know that, we all know this.
116 to 112 is freaking crazy. We all know this. Come on, look, straight face. And you a Haney fan, so you all down with you a Haney fan, so you down with the fake scorecards.
What was the score?
And one of them was 116 to 112.
That was a little excessive.
Okay, then.
That was a little excessive. But he did win that fight, though. Hey, listen, we got somebody. We got somebody coming in here today. You know, since we back on our since we back on our bull job. This is we gotta hold on real quick, man. I don't know how much time we got him, but I gotta make sure I get him in right. All right, peace to my dog Coop.
This one is tuna, man. Low carb, bro. Cheese steak.
DJ, what's happening, baby?
What's up, man? What's up? Hey, Combo, I get it. I understand how you feel. Everything that you're saying, how Bivol was controlling the pace with his jet, all of that happened in the first 5 rounds.
Whoa, you doing some bullshit. He came in with the bullshit.
All of that happened in the first 5 rounds, right? Starting from about the 7th, 8th round on. Now, Bivol was able to take a couple rounds in that time, but I saw a man get stalked and get beat up. A lot of them shots weren't landing. You go back. No, bro, go back and watch Bivol's head start snapping back. Now, the 1-2 and the pivot, I love that. The combinations that he was getting off in the middle of the ring, love it. Great stuff. That's what you expect to see in championship boxing. But from about the 8th round on, I saw my man get stalked and get beat up, bro.
So I seen a 7-12 fight. I mean, I seen a 7-5 fight. In a 12-round fight, I scored
the draw. I scored a draw. I had a draw. I had a 6-6.
Listen. Not saying you are, but if I was a judge and I was a bitch, I'd make it a draw because I don't want to get beat. I feel like they let the crowd I feel like they let the crowd sway them. Like I mean, a lot of those shots he was doing this because he was slipping out. He was trying to pull out of there.
And he didn't make it. He was trying to pull out, but he didn't make it.
Then Cletus was going on.
He didn't make it. He was trying to. But credit to Bivol, man. He fought a great game plan, man. Him and his corner had a great game plan coming in there. I love the way he was popping that jab off. And every time he started getting that jab off, he was making Beterbiev reset.
So when did you see Beterbiev? So when did you see Beterbiev take the take control of the fight? Like when did you see him control the fight?
When Bivol, about the 7th, 8th round, when Bivol's movement stopped, when a lot of his movement slowed down, he was getting beat up, man.
So I think over the 8th round he did take the round off. He did.
I think he was missing all them. I think he was missing a lot of them body shots he was eating too, bro. He was eating a lot of right hooks to the body, a lot of straight rights and right hooks to the body.
No, it's not as many as you think it was. A lot of that stuff was slipping. If you turn the sound off, you run that back, you're going to be like, oh, he missed. That was blocked.
If Chris Mannix is involved, I have nothing to do with the audio whatsoever.
That's like Max talking about politics.
Yeah, I hate, and I told Chris Mannix to his face when I saw him a couple years ago. I'm like, man, I don't like your commentary, man. I really don't.
Yeah.
So if he's involved, if him and Timothy Bradley are calling fights, I'm definitely watching the shit on YouTube.
Whoa, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. What Tim Bradley got to do with anything? How you just gonna throw it straight at this man? I'm just saying, if Timothy Bradley and Chris Mannix are anywhere near the broadcast, I'm not listening to the audio. I would say this about Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley is the ex-fighter with a bleeding heart for current fighters. I think he
certain current fighters.
Huh?
Certain current fighters, because he's definitely biased. Now, what I will give him credit for.
I would say in between the lines. Because when you good, you good, and he can't deny it. When you good, and he doesn't deny it. He doesn't take away greatness, right? But he does. Let's say it's a fighter that someone would like. Let's say a B-level fighter like Devin Haney, right?
Wow.
He'll be like,
this is why I stopped going live.
Wow.
No, he would judge on the earth, like he would judge on the curve, right? He would judge on the curve for a fighter like that.
How Devin Haney catch a straight? How Devin Haney catch a straight, man? But
he got
great fight. It lived up to it.
Catch a straight.
Wow. But what I'm most excited about, man, number one, we actually got to see the fight, and it lived up to the expectations. It wasn't a stinker. Nobody got washed in this fight. I think it was a very close fight. If the decision had went to Bivol, I'd have been okay with it because I saw how close that fight was. It's definitely worth a run back.
I don't think it's worth the run back if they're gonna if it is going to be as biased as what happened tonight. Honestly, looking back at this, I can see why some fighters just fight for the money. Like I can see why Tank is fighting in Lamont Roach. Like even though he shouldn't be fighting Lamont Roach, it doesn't matter. It's about the money at this point because you can literally win this fight. Bivol literally went in there and won that fight, and still the judges took it from him. And that's why they tell you as a young fighter, man, you don't leave it in the hands of the judges. But some fighters you can't get out of there. Some fighters you can't get out of there. And he just ain't have enough fuck you to put him out. But if you notice,
Bivol really don't put a lot of people out of there. But something I do want to give him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, he got a chin on him, man.
He got he got that dog.
He got a chin on him.
He got
a chin on him. I saw him get caught with a shot. I want to say it was the 11th round, and I saw him get lifted off his feet a little bit. I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Listen,
But to his credit, he stayed in there. But God, man, what a great fight.
There's a few fighters, right? And see, the thing is, when you're in that ring, you don't really feel what's happening. You're in there. It's like an out-of-body experience, right? You don't feel it till the next day. You're in there, you know, you're going through the motions, you're doing your thing, you're thinking, you're trying to outthink this guy. It's literally a mental chess game. What your body's doing is a whole different level of what your brain is doing. Your brain is 4 or 5 moves ahead. But there's very few fighters that really have...
Same thing with football. Same thing with football. You don't hear the crowd, you don't hear the band, nothing.
And see, that's why I say there's very few fighters that really have that dog in them. Not that, hey, they're just out of them. They're not in that moment. There's a moment where you get hit and you know you've been hit, but you bite down on that mouth guard and you keep going. And I would say Bivol, I didn't know he had that dog in him, but I put him near Caleb Plant. Because Caleb Plant got so much dog in him, he keep getting in the fights when he get his ass whipped. And he know it, but he keep getting in there. Right? I'm not
Speaking of which, okay, go ahead.
I'm not saying, you know, he got the puppy in him like Devin, but he got that dog in him.
Wow. God.
Shout out to Max. Oh, he loaded. Is doing a circle thing.
Yeah, he had a festival right now, so he'll be on in a second. KP, what up, dog?
What's up, KP?
Yo, I had a 7-5 Arthur.
7-5.
7-5 Arthur, but I had 2 swing rounds in there. So effective aggression. Both defenses were mid. Ring generalship, I gave it to Beterbiev, and then clean effective punching, I would say probably went to Bivol. So that's 2, a tie, and 1. That's Arthur.
Yeah. The fact that you said probably went to Bivol means I can't trust your judgment. There was no undeniably he had the more clean, effective punches. He kept those things.
I don't know because a lot of Arthur's body shots were very clean and effective.
No, but he kept his punches short.
I was just telling him that. I was just telling him that he didn't catch a lot of them body shots, bro. He didn't see a lot of them body shots. Beterbiev
Look, Bivol's punches were clean, but they didn't stop nobody. He didn't stop going forward. They weren't effective.
Hold on, we're not judging power. We're judging the cleanness of the punches.
But effective. It has to be effective too.
But you're adding other things into the algorithm. Dude. Come on. We talk about clean.
No, that's what the scoring system is. Clean, effective. So what's the effect?
And the effect was every time he had to make Beterbiev reset. He had to keep resetting his cadence. He had to keep resetting his punches. He couldn't keep coming downhill. He changed his momentum. So he did what he was supposed to do. If you got jumping by coming downhill.
So Bivol made Arthur reset. Arthur made Bivol retreat.
But okay, yes, I'll give you that. He made
hold on.
No.
That's fair.
It's fair, but did he retreat? Because he did stay in the fight. He stayed in the fight. Now
that's fine if he stayed in the fight, but he's still getting hit though.
Yeah, but
I think yeah. But you saying a lot of them shots didn't land. He might have rolled with a lot of them. No, he might have rolled with a lot of them, but he was definitely getting popped.
Man, he might have rolled with him. Okay.
He might have.
Hey, immediate rematch though. Immediate rematch.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Absolutely. I want it to happen in March. It needs to happen in March before Ramadan because I think both of them are Muslim, right?
Oh, really?
It needs to happen. It needs to happen in March before Ramadan. I think Beterbiev is. I'm not sure. I don't want to put that on him. But
so then let's see the more reason why it was biased. See how the bias? Salute. You see how the bias went? You see how biased it is? Come on, man. The next fight.
I don't think it was biased, bro. I heard a lot of Bivol chants in there. To be honest, I heard a lot of Bivol chants in there, to be honest.
Nah, it was.
I
Nah.
heard a lot of Bivol. I heard a lot of Bivol chants in there
No,
too.
there were some, but there was a lot going the other way. Come on,
But
man.
I don't think that affected the fight. If anything, like Bivol had the more, if you want to say it, more eye-catching shots when he started to let his hands go. But the more effective shots came from
Okay.
Beterbiev.
Okay, so let's go like this. I'm gonna ask you a question. You tell
Because
me who. I'm gonna
those body
ask.
punches all but eliminated his movement.
I'm gonna
Like,
ask you
I
a
don't know if
question.
you noticed from about the 8th, 9th round on, like I said earlier,
Uh-huh.
Bivol's movement completely slowed down.
But he was tired.
Yeah, from
He
getting
was
punched in the
tired.
body
His
and
first
being on the
his
back foot the whole fight.
well no his first 2 rounds he was in there like he had attacking issue. He was doing a lot of movement, a lot of wasteful movement, right? He didn't really want to get hit with anything too hard. He didn't really want to give him the opportunity to sit down on punches. Like they knew that this guy can hit. So we're not going to let him be able to, we're not going to allow him to sit down on anything and really load up and punch. But if I ask y'all if I ask you this question, y'all got to pick between which fighter had it. The competitiveness. Who had it?
Both. Man, this was a very even fight, man. This
Okay,
was a
hold on.
very even fight.
Okay, body work. Who had it?
Beterbiev. Easy.
I didn't see a lot of body work. I didn't see a lot of body work. Speed and
Bro,
power.
I'm telling you, it was the 11th round. I want to say it was the 10th or 11th round when he really started investing in the body.
Speed.
Bro,
Okay, speed and
Bivol
power.
was taking some shots, man.
Who would you give the speed and
speed
power
for
to?
sure. Speed for sure. I'm giving it to Bivol.
All
I
right.
think I think that's the other part. That's the other part of it. I think it took Artur Beterbiev some time to get used to his speed too, because you could tell he was faster than what he thought he was.
I think it was Arthur. How can I say this? When you've been through a lot of wars, you don't get your adrenaline doesn't just kick up like that, right? You don't just snap in and activate. Matter of fact, I think about it like a Cadillac. Your Cadillac, you can have an old DeVille, that thing gonna roll, but you got to get it up with first. Once you get 60, it's a whole different animal. You talking about 0 to 20 and 30, like she's screaming, she hurting. But once she gets 60 on up, baby, she hurting something. Hey, baby floating. And that's what he is, right? And there's a lot of fighters like that. They have to get that, like who else is like that? God dang it, big swole head Mexican. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. The monster. Mexican monster.
David
Beterbiev, yeah. He's like that.
Yeah.
He's like a Cadillac. And then it starts to roll. But then you got fighters like Caleb Plant and Tony Harris, who was like a Honda Civic. And then all of a sudden, like, where the fuck the rest of it at? Where you at with that, right?
All of a sudden,
Tesla.
all of a sudden, look, all of a sudden the engine starts smoking and your tires bald.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? There's not many fighters. There's not many fighters that is a Terrence Crawford or a Gary Russell who can get in there and just go, right? Who got that dog in him and get in there and go. Bivol just did it for 12 rounds. When he did it, Bivol did it he did it for about 8 rounds, 9 rounds. Give him 9 rounds. You got to give him 9 rounds of solid.
Nothing from either fighter really surprised me besides, Bivol's chin, of course. But I came away from this fight being very, very impressed with Dimitri Bivol. Like, I knew who Beterbiev was, and I knew who Bivol was to a certain extent. But, like, I came away from this fight more impressed with Bivol than I did with Beterbiev. And that's not saying Beterbiev wasn't impressive in this fight. But Bivol really showed me some other elements to his game that I didn't think he had. So, like, a lot of people going into the fight was saying, Beterbiev needs to make him back up. He needs to make him back up, make him fight off the back foot. He was highly impressive counter punching and
Yes,
pivoting
he
using his footwork.
was.
That
He
was highly
was.
impressive. He
He
was that was
was.
impressive to me.
He
That was
was.
impressive to me.
I think
And
he could have thrown in some hooks on Jack.
even when the pressure picked up from Beterbiev, he was still in the fight, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think he started to take a lot of punches. He
I
really did.
think
It wasn't ever close to a point where the fight was going to get stopped. But listening, just from what I can hear, listening to them body shots on TV and watching them land, boy, he
so.
was taking some power shots.
I think that Bivol learns to be more from this fight. He learns how to conserve energy, right? To be less wasteful in the ring. Like this fight gives him that gray hair that I know now how to not to be wasteful, because he's going to sit back and look and say, "Hey, I wasted energy here that I could have carried and had it here, and that would have been a difference, right?" Because when you lose those fights, you sit back and you try to figure out, well, what could I have done?
I don't think he had a choice. I don't think he had a choice. The pressure was there from the beginning.
Well, a lot of the pressure, I think it was more mental pressure than actual physical pressure. I'm not in the ring getting hit, so I can't see
just his presence
his
there, and
presence
you
is
knowing
so
his
dominant.
capabilities.
Yeah, his presence
But
and his reputation.
something else that impressed me about Bivol too is he understood he ain't gonna swim without getting wet.
No, yeah, he did. He did understand that.
He stuck his nose in
He
there and
didn't
started
pull he
slugging it
didn't
out
pull a
with it.
Shakur. He didn't pull because he could have gave us a Shakur sneaker, right? He could have gave us a Shakur sneaker,
And
where
now
it's just the
Shakur
whole
catches straight. That man injured, man. Leave him.
hey, Shakur sneaker, hey, he could have did that, but he decided to go into the fire and fight. And I respect him for that. But
But see, you
his
also need
22
a
is
dance
you
partner
do
for that
that and then
too.
you end up with a decision like this. Why? And you take the punishment that you so now you done took punishment, you done got an unfair judgment, and you still got the same pay. So it makes sense for Shakur to have like how Shakur had a Shakur sneakers. Right?
I don't think you killing me with the unfair judgment, man. Man, that was a close fight. And if the decision could have went either one of those ways, the 116-112 is really what threw me off. I personally, I think Bivol won more than 4 rounds. That's just me personally.
Way
But there
more.
were some.
They might have had it flipped.
Like
They
I
might
said,
have
on
had
my
it
card, he
flipped.
won 6. Yeah, like I said, on my card, he won 6. But everybody's gonna be different. I'm gonna
Yeah.
check the Twitter judges here in a minute and see what they thought about the fight. But to me, I had it a draw, so that's why if it's split decision, majority decision after that, I'm good whichever way it goes.
Okay.
But especially if I had it a draw,
So
I'm
let me
good
ask you
either way.
this.
That
So do
fight
you
was
want
that
to
close.
after seeing this fight, do you want to see Beterbiev or do you want to see Bivol fight again? If you had
Both.
a ticket to go to either one of their fights, who fight are you picking to go see on the same night?
Oh, Beterbiev. If they both fighting on the same night,
Wow.
Beterbiev. Because I
Okay.
know Beterbiev finna knock something out. I know he's finna knock something out. So
See. Now I'm going to go see Bivol because I want to see where he grows and where he goes. The blueprint for Arthur is
fair
there.
enough.
It's done. Like there, the foundation. He's been exposed like San Francisco, right? He's been exposed like the 49ers. He's
Wow,
been
now the
exposed.
49ers getting
Like, yeah, we know what you are, what you can do, what you cannot do. We know what you are. It is what it is. And I hate to
Kyle,
say this.
how long you gonna take this? Kyle, how long you gonna take this?
He's been exposed. And I hate to say this. I hate to say like Earl Spence. We know this is
Combo, you all right today?
you can
You
get
feeling
that.
all right
Listen.
today?
This is what people don't understand. Even with winning, even if you win the fight, comes exposure. Because your competitors know now what this person did to get you out of your element, right? And there's I forgot what fighter it
Man,
was.
you can quote unquote have a blueprint all you want to. Everybody ain't got b-ball skills, man.
In
Everybody,
that weight
if
class,
b-ball skills came with that blueprint, then fine. But that's the thing about setting out game plans and blueprints. You gotta have them skills to implement it too.
But that's the good thing about their weight class is that it's not deep. It's not really deep.
It's not a deep weight class. It's not a deep weight class.
And that's the problem with so many weight classes, right? Because if if this was the old school weight classes, come on, he wouldn't have had enough ass to take it.
So let me ask you this, right? Do you want to? Are these two clearly the class of the division?
Oh yeah.
That's my biggest takeaway from this fight.
Yeah.
These two are clearly the class of that 175-pound division.
So
I don't want to see them fight anybody else. I don't want to see them fight anybody else.
I was not looking, but I was thinking like, okay, with this win, who would I want to see these fighters fight next? And even though I do not want to see another fight like this, a rematch, because I feel like it's not fair. I can't think of anyone else for them to fight outside of each other. I don't know if you can figure out someone else. But I can't figure out.
There isn't. I mean, now with David Beterbiev locking into their fight with Morrell, they really don't. I don't think they really have any clear number one contenders. Like they might have mandatories that they have to fulfill, but I don't see any clear number one contenders. So, in my opinion, and L-Dub just texted me, and I was telling him about how I want them to run it back early next year, and he was like, "Yeah, it might not be for undisputed though." So, we'll dive more into that. So, one of them, I think Archer Beterbiev might have to give up one of his belts.
He gonna have to give up. Yeah, he gonna have to give up some. But
he might have to give up one of his belts. I mean, but
honestly, I don't want to see. I don't see who else can give us a.
And this is his first. Like this is it. Ain't this his first fight coming back from that injury too?
Yeah. He listen. I'm not saying that he's a bad fighter, right? I'm just saying he gave us what we expected and nothing more, nothing else.
Both of them did.
No, because you said it yourself that you've seen more from him.
Yeah, I was impressed with Bivol being able to fight off the back foot. I was impressed with that. Okay, we hadn't really seen him do it, and you hear a lot of people who talk about the sport saying, that would probably been his best way to win the fight is to put Bivol on the back foot. You can't let Bivol dictate the pace. Well, Bivol fought off the back foot, and he did it damn well in the first 5 rounds.
Now, my question is, what do you think of Usyk coming back down after this fight?
Coming back down to cruiserweight?
Yeah, and fighting.
Why? If we're talking about legacy or even money, right? Either side of it. To me, it doesn't make sense. You were the undisputed heavyweight champion. You've been undisputed at cruiserweight before. There aren't really a lot of marquee names that are going to make you a ton of money at cruiserweight. Now, there might be some good fights down there for you, but there aren't a lot of marquee names really make a whole lot of money. So it doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense legacy-wise or money-wise to go back down to cruiserweight.
What about if they meet at cruiser? One go up, one go down.
Fighting who?
Beterbiev.
No, he's too big for Beterbiev.
One go up, one go down.
Usyk is too big for Beterbiev.
I just want to see him get his ass whipped after this cheat tonight. Because even though
sound like you just salty about the decision.
Listen, listen. Even though I think if Yardy would have gotten his shit together, he would have been a good match for him. But he done failed and crashed and bumped his head. He Humpty Dumpty. He ain't getting back up ever again. Right? Yeah, there's nothing else there for him.
KP. Shout out, Deuce. What's up, Teach? Teach said Bivol won, no robbery, good fight. And KP was talking about your Cadillac analogy. Said analogy earlier. Said when she going downhill, she got your ass.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I had one.
I had two. I'm about to get it. Actually, I got one now. I'm about to get another big boy Cadillac, man. Hey, it's all look from red light to red light. You ain't going nowhere, but you put that V8 on the highway. You put that V8 on the highway, baby. It's a V8 for a reason, baby. Listen, man. So who are you ready to see next?
What was you about to say, Kyle?
Who you ready to see next?
I'm really interested in seeing this Figgy Fulton 2 fight. I want to see that again. I think David Beterbiev is gonna beat the piss out of David Morrell.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
I think he about to beat the piss out of David Morrell.
Yo, Steph. Don't come in here with no liberal, man, because Bivol got cheated.
What's up,
Steph? It was a good matchup, man. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. I didn't
Great
think
fight. Great fight.
It was like, war of attrition, of course, playing a lot of cat and mouse, possum. But at the same time, Beterbiev never really went after him, He was putting, like, his ring generalship was on show. He was really pressuring him. That's why old boy was throwing a lot of punches early on, and then throughout the mid rounds, Beterbiev kind of stepped up on him a little bit, but he never really went after him like how he went after the last five guys. You know what I'm talking about?
I think a lot of his pressure was just mental pressure. And don't get me wrong, you cannot take away or account for mental pressure on that ring. It's something completely different, right? But yeah, that's what it was for me.
Yeah, but Bivol showed up. I mean, he never. Again, I was very thrilled with the fight, but again, there's just something missing about it. But it was a great fight. There's something missing about it. It was a great fight. I'm not mad that Arthur won or anything like that. I did have Bivol like you winning. I thought he would do a little bit more of a master class there, but he what's that? He didn't. He weathered some storms, but he didn't really step it up. I got 90% out of both guys. 90% out of both guys. I haven't really thought about what's going to happen afterward for both men. I haven't really thought about that. I always said that, dang, man, who is that? Beterbiev coming down from heavyweight. Why not do this? But he kind of old, right? Dude, 40 years old. So, who knows?
Hold on, he's 40?
Yeah, he's 39.
Shit. That's going to hurt no more.
And I thought it showed up a little bit tonight, but I'm not, like,
okay, I didn't know he was that old, Steph. Because last week I stubbed my toe and my elbow still hurt. Like,
right.
It's about to be a lot of pain, bro. That's gonna be a lot of pain.
When Bivol caught his second win, I thought, I was like, oh shit, maybe he's trying to work dude's meniscus tear that he recovering from. But at the same time, he didn't really go after. They didn't really. I don't know. I think like I'm playing it back in my head right now. I'm like, what it coulda, shoulda type shit.
Okay, so if I told you I seen it as Bivol had the arsenal of weapons and Beterbiev had the nuke, and he just kept sitting waiting for that nuke to land, but he was only able to land a few atomics.
Yeah.
Even though Beterbiev he unleashed listen, he threw so many different I seen the hook off the jab. I've seen the up jab, the flick jab to the body. He doubled up. He kept he tried his best to maintain foot dominance, but it looked like you can see there was a lot of clashing with the knees and the feet. There was a lot of tangling up in there. And to be honest, I can understand why you wouldn't want your feet to get tangled up right there with a guy who hits like that. Because
he had tight defense. He had real tight. He had really good defense, man. He knew that was coming. I thought he blocked a lot of good stuff. But at the same time, like he said himself in the post fight, his hand kept hitting his face. But he was getting battered, man. He
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear
this. I said this in the group chat. Bivol's never going to be the same after this fight, man.
You did say that, but what do you mean by that? Do you think he took a lot out of him?
Yeah, it took a lot out of him, man. He trained really hard for this fight. I thought what he was trying to exploit, he definitely did. But it was, man, Beterbiev's just a fucking pure fucking animal, man. Pure savage, pure barbarian, man. He took a beating for sure.
I think he becomes a better. I think he becomes a better him.
One more time.
I think he becomes a better him. Like I think he becomes a
I'm
better.
not mad at that. I hope so, but
because I think with this he can learn to you can learn to be more efficient.
Just do me a favor then. Go watch Bivol's last 2 fights, including that Zerto fight, and then go watch a couple fights of Arthur Beterbiev, and then even if you watch 5 rounds of each, and then we'll come back to the conversation and see if they fought like that tonight.
So Arthur didn't fight like Arthur, right? And I'm a fan of Arthur. Don't get this wrong. I'm really a fan of him because he's exciting. He's really exciting. Like DJ said, you're going to see a knockout, right? He did not put that pressure on I don't know if he could. I don't think he could have applied that pressure, to be honest, because Bivol was literally moving and giving him so much to handle at one time. And then when he did start getting that momentum and coming downhill, that 1-2 and that chop, man, I'm telling you, it was literally changing the game.
Talking about Bivol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little. I said this in the chat too. A little Sugar Ray Leonard, man. A lot of spazzing out and flurries and then backing off, man.
Oh, that's what you meant by that. Okay, I did not know what that meant. I thought it was a typo.
Yeah, think when Sugar Ray fought Hagler, he was giving Hagler what he wanted, but he was throwing a lot of just shit from the sides and shit. But the thing is, like you said, Bivol's a real sharpshooter, man. He textbook fighter. He know how to throw his punches, and I say a little Terrence Crawford is his jabs can turn to like a weird hook at the same time, and he can it looked kind of sloppy, I guess. I don't know. It was still a good fight.
I thought his punches were really crisp. I thought
I guess what I'm trying to say, Combo, is I've seen Bivol fight a lot better than that, man. A lot better. Even be more crispier.
But not to this competition, not to this level of competition.
I think they both have faced really good competition. Okay. I just think Arthur is he's plowed through everyone, man, because he went after him.
So do you like I asked BJ, do you think Arthur gets better from this?
Yeah. I just think he didn't go after his man. I'm telling you, go watch his last 2 fights.
No, listen, I watch his fights. I'm a fan of him, but what I'm saying is, I don't think. So the for me, right, the value of a good fighter is the ability to learn and get better. He can't get any better from this. Like for example, the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. One reason why I think that Earl doesn't want to fight again so fast or at all is because not just saying against Terrence, but anyone, is because he can't elevate to the next level to compete with that. Like Sean Porter have done after every loss, he's gotten better and say, okay, this is where I can go at to get to the next level. Or even with a win, you can do the same thing and say, hey, I see where this guy saw flaws. He was able to catch my timing. Let me change up my cadence. Let me figure out something else. How to get better. I don't think he can elevate. He is at this point, and he doesn't elevate from there. There is no next level. If he was if there was another level, another level of fighter out there, or a competitor that was at his level, he won't be able to match up. He won't get better. He's going to come in with the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. With that being said, you better step your game up. You got some young cats coming up, man, who are hungry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're watching and they're learning. They're trying bits. And
then as far as the Errol comments, man, I just think Errol's confidence is, got gone real bad. Just like Bryce Young when he got sat.
Oh,
confidence is gone.
Yeah, I think his confidence is shot.
And that's my dude. We'll see what happens with him. And his moniker has always been no tune-ups. That's why he gets to be in championship fights.
I think
former champ.
I think with their camp being the way it is, and in the disarray that it is with, because
But also too, the sport has passed him up. You
yeah.
know, that happens to everybody.
Well, no, not even just that. Like when you have a strong core in your gym, even though they all don't train together, when you have a Jamel and a Jamal who's at the top of their game and competing at top level, it motivates you, right? Because you're competing amongst what you see beside you or what you see around you. So with everything that's going on within that gym, it's hard to say, let me hop back in there, right? Because you don't have that guy that says, listen, we can do this, we can still keep going. What do you call that? That morale booster, that something that sparks that competitive nature. You can't get that competitive nature going to a fight every 4 or 5 months and seeing a good fight and be like, okay, I can beat this guy even where I was. Like, you need to get that competitive juices flowing. You got to get out there and you got to train and you got to see people like, oh man, he just did 10 miles. He just did 20 miles. He was in Colorado. You got to see those things and make you want to drive and do it more. And he's not getting that.
Well, Errol hasn't been a participant, man. And then as far as their gym goes, man, who knows, man? A lot of stuff has happened in the last 365 days, of a little more, maybe 15, 16 months with Derek and company, world class gym. A lot of stuff has happened. He's lost, including their trainer. He's lost fights.
Yeah.
So not sure what's really going on, but what we do know is that Errol is coming back. But still, there's still question marks. There's still mysteries. We don't know who he's being trained by. We don't know anything. So, I always say this: real profit here is time. We'll see. We'll see. In the meanwhile, we just had a really good fight. We got some more good fights coming up. Uh, David Benavidez seems to be that guy.
I hate it. I hate it.
I love it, man, because of I'm big on resumes. And when you've been going through smoke, man, win, lose, or draw, I got a lot of respect for you, man.
Hey, I can't. When you listen,
he's got some names now, man.
When he throws that resume on the table, yeah, he gets the big D moment, right? He gets that, right? It holds weight.
Definitely, man.
Unlike some fighters, when they drop their resume, it makes paper sound. You can't even hit a paper. But he drops his resume, it go bow, right? You hear it. I think because I think what's going to be the biggest thorn in his side is that he never got that Canelo fight, and he never will. And I think that's going to be like his Moby Dick. That's going to be what he always, his legacy, which sucks.
Well, that's out of his control. Canelo robbed him of that. He's not the only one. Canelo robbed a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
He's supposed to fight a lot of people. If I were those fighters, I would sue his ass. I'd show up to his front door. Where's my money, man?
No, I was wondering, is there a way to sue that?
I don't know. But that's what I would do.
It's something, dude, right? Like, I'm gonna sue you until you fight me. We're gonna keep doing this shit, right? I do know what's his name is coming back. Magia is getting another fight. I'm going to tune in.
Magia's now fight. I think he's fought maybe twice.
Yeah,
since losing.
Yeah, but
so how this
fight should be the next step up, because Magia had a lot of surface levels just feeding him something, right? But now
he just don't have defense. That's all, man. he got everything else. He just don't have no defense, man. That's
dude.
All.
My boy went out there.
Freddie Roach doesn't
my boy went out there and fought him on a 3 weeks notice. They was feeding him. When he fought Demetrius Ballard had a 3 week notice, and it was nothing but a vacation to him. He went to Mexico. Him and his girl had a nice vacation. And then he did the same thing with what's his name? Benavidez. They give a lot of these people short notice fights, man. And tonight is a fight that you could tell these guys trained for each other. I don't like if it is true, the Tank Davis and Lamont Roach fight. I hate it. I feel like it's retarded. I can't probably consider it. I feel like it's a bad fight. I would like to know what you think. Anthony Joshua goes? Do you think he need to hang him up?
Nah, I don't. I mean, how old is he? 34?
I didn't expect that from you, Steph.
Nah. Look, I've always said I like AJ, man. I used to like him a lot, and then I really opened my eyes, peeled back some layers, and like, dude's just mid. He's all right. That's it. But I
Okay.
also enjoyed him getting knocked out. But at the same time, Dubois, that was great. He was the defending champion. It's one thing to win the belt, but also defend it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the best Dubois we've ever seen him, man. He was quick on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looked fluid. His body was looking right. He was taking the punches well, and he could have got AJ out of there early, man. I'm talking round 1, round 2, maybe round 1. Had he gone to the body, man, he had already wobbled that guy. All he had to do was go up and down, chop him down. It'd been over.
I think
But
AJ had the master plan, but his body couldn't withstand the pain. His body couldn't withstand the damage. Like,
yeah, he showed heart for sure.
yeah, no,
He showed
no.
heart, no doubt. But at the
AJ,
same time, that's what happens, man, when you get built up like that.
but no.
That's why I'm gonna come back to what I said earlier. That's why I like resumes, man. I think
Now, hear me
that
out,
speaks
Steph.
a lot of volumes.
Hear me out, Steph. Go back and watch that fight. AJ was fully confident in his abilities and where he was at. He wasn't lost in that fight. He knew where he was at up until the end. He just thought he was going to basically take the later rounds and win in a dramatic fashion. But his body didn't allow him to do it. Like, his chin, I hate to say it, he had a Haney chin.
Nah, Dev, don't do
we
that.
already
Don't
know.
do Dev like that, man. Dev got a chin, man. And
He has a
chin
target.
and punch resistance is two different things. And look, Dev got up, man, every single time. Ryan Garcia did not knock him out. He
So
did
does
not knock
Anthony
him
Joshua.
out.
So
He
does Joshua.
finished that fight on his feet, my dude.
So does Joshua. Gets up every time. And he finished that fight on his feet.
No, Joshua got stopped.
No,
he got
he was
literally stopped. What are you talking about?
He gets up every time. He doesn't go
No,
down.
he got stopped, brother. He got stopped.
No.
Did you see him
He
on the
got
ground
stopped, but
there?
how many times did he get back? I think he got dropped like 3-4
Not only
times.
that ref was kind of helping him. It was, it was,
Haney chin.
he was helping him, man. And yeah, I thought the ref helped Dev a little bit more, but Dev got up, finished the fight on his feet, man. They didn't stop the fight.
Yeah. No, listen.
I got to give the young brother that.
I give him props for.
And concussed, hurt.
I give him props for ego. I give him props for ego, right?
All
some
right.
may say his heart. I think it was more ego. His heart was bent out of it. I think his ego kept him in it. But neither here or there, right?
Yeah.
I would like to see. Now, did you watch the Andy? And I know we're going way, way back in the time.
Yeah, I watched that car with Terrence and them. Yeah.
The Andy, I know the Andy Ruiz and Big Baby.
Yeah, that was a really close fight. That's a fight where you run it back. Maybe I
There you
did
go.
in real time thought Big Baby won, but my memories. Here I am getting old. I can't really remember now, but I remember that was really close. And at the time, I felt like live. It's been a really long time since I've scored fights. Or it seems like when I do score fights, I stop and just keep watching. But
yeah, you get so caught
Miller,
up in the fight, right?
he hasn't fought that way in years, so maybe that's why I thought he won.
All right, yeah, I think Andy won that. But I would like to see that's
The thing about Andy, man, he just like, I don't know, he's a shit, man. He just be stepping up at the most unopportune times, so it just looks bad for him. Looks real bad for him, man.
He said most unopportune. Come on, Steph, you ain't gotta be an asshole, man. Come on, bro.
I don't even know.
Nah, I think he's I'm starting to think maybe he flew too close to the sun. And I'm one of those fans who
when I hear comments like that, I just think like, well, shit, man. Every year, things change, man. Time changes a lot. So
yeah,
I'm not saying the sport has passed him up, but just
I think it has.
we got some faces and we got some challengers. Which is good for the boxing game. As fucked up as this game is.
Well, you keep talking about these faces and challenges, man. Who What you see coming up, man? What you see coming up out these grass? What you see coming out of the grass, man?
You saw the Wardley knockout. You saw Bacoli do his thing. Dubois is there. Some people had him beating Usyk before he got TKO'd.
Yeah. I
Who
go
is that?
against that one.
What was that?
I want to disagree, but it's like logic says agree.
Nah, he hit him like on the belt line, which is the gut, which is legal, and the nigga went down. So
yeah,
and didn't get up for a whole 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the hell you call that, but
below the belt.
what else? Who we got? Eubank got a little revenge, which he still sucks to me, but getting his feet wet.
I'm suspect about him, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, because he's just
him and Laura. I put in that. I don't.
Nah, Laura is better than him. Laura is better.
I put both of them in that pile of figure it the fuck out. Don't know. Roll the dice and see what happens. Right? Like
Laura's fight different. He's fought different in his last like 4 or 5 fights. So I get why it's kind of hard to judge, but he's better than Eubank, man. Yeah, I think he's a better overall fighter than Chris Eubank. No, hands down.
But he's been through some wars. Gosh. What about Fedor? What is your thoughts on him?
I thought Tim Tszyu beat him, man. I thought that should have been an immediate rematch.
Which I don't understand.
He's the fighter who's learning and developing, and he's fought some smoke, man, and that'll do it to you. So he's gained my respect in that faction, but I still think people can beat him. But as of now, and he has been beaten before, but as of now, Fedor's on top. And the some of the, I don't know, man. The 54, I kind of like that weight class, kind of don't like that weight class. So I don't be tripping on that weight class.
It's so much there to like, but the way that the machine is moving it,
right?
It's like,
right. Some guys be ducking, man, straight ducking.
Like the machine, I think Fedor is a prophet of the machine, right? I would like to see him really get in there and truly mix him out. I would like to see him truly get in there and mix him up. And while I got you, I don't know how much longer I got you. I've been wanting to ask you, man. I wanted to drop it in the group chat, but I didn't. I want just your answer. What's your thought on Clarissa Shield being left off the list?
Man, I love Clarissa. I'm a supporter of her, even when she does some oddball stuff to me. However, I'm one man who always separates things from the women. I don't like putting women on with any man stuff.
But they had, so it was a list of top female athletes.
Oh, pardon me.
And they had Caitlin Clark made it, but Clarissa Shield did not make it.
Oh, well, she black, bro. Come on, man. Rise of the white athletes. Hell, you look at the NFL, we got the rise of the white DBs, man. They everywhere now.
Yo, I'm like, what in the world? Where did it all come from?
And nothing wrong with that. It's just, a little overhyped. But
those are the hybrids, because they don't make them in Texas. They don't make them like that in Texas.
No, those guys come from like Iowa and fucking,
those
fucking Pennsylvania and at worst maybe like Seattle or some shit like that. But
I say Seattle. Those aren't no Texas and Oklahoma boys, because they on the line. They on the front line.
But those guys never make. Those guys never make it when they play. But love Clarissa, man.
They left her off the list, man. They left her off the list.
Yeah, she black, dog. She black,
top female athletes list. And I feel like
we live in the United States of America, man. This is the black and white country, and for particular reasons.
But they had some females on it that were African American. But the problem is, how do you leave off? It makes me think that, well, you know what? It shines light on what the public still sees boxing as. I think boxing has now become what soccer was in the 90s, right?
No, it's a cash cow sport, meaning like whoever can come in and make some money off of it will do so. They don't care about them like that.
But what about a niche sport, right? Because that monkey fighting MMA, UFC stuff,
I hate that shit, man.
I can't
You couldn't even
stand it,
pay me to watch
but
that
it's
shit, bro.
getting no. You can't pay me to watch that, but it's getting like it's like that's on the front line, and boxing is somewhere. Be like I said, where soccer was. Remember in the '90s, '80s, and '90s. I don't know how old you are, but me, I'm an '80s baby. So '80s, '90s, early 2000s, it was basketball, football, baseball, boxing, tennis, right? And then you had Tiger Woods sprinkling the golf in there.
Yeah, love
Now,
Tiger, man.
no one watched
Hate Rolex, but
NASCAR.
love Tiger.
Yeah, NASCAR and soccer wasn't really it. Now it's in reverse, and it's like boxing has taken. Boxing is right beside bass fishing. It's like right beside pro bass fishing, you know. And I feel like that's a sign of what it is in the sport. And I don't know if that's an element of the Mayweather effect that once someone so prolific leaves the sport and leaves such huge shoes to fill, because we haven't had no one as great as the Mike Tysons, the Floyd Mayweathers, or the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Hearns. You know, we had people who passed those torches down the road to each other. Yo, shout out to FRO saying Bivol, 116, 112. You right. You got it right. But yeah, so you have some fighters who passed that torch, and I think it was a gap between the group.
You kind of crossed me with that. What was that? The score comment. Surprisingly, I didn't have too big of a problem with the scorecards. That's just what the judges saw, man. I thought Beterbiev was like at any given moment, man. His ring generalship, how he could apply pressure, it was very tankish. That's what
Yeah.
Tank does. Like he'll literally put pressure on you and make you fight.
So
So
you
judges
know
like
what?
that shit.
You know, I was thinking that would have been the complete opposite of that. That probably would have worked for a lot of these fighters who's dealing with these downhill, front foot, aggressive fighters. Do the Floyd effect. First minute of the beginning of the round, last few seconds at the end of the round, let them do what they're gonna do in the middle. Because it seems
Right.
like judges are only seeing the fight in spurts and not looking at the fight in its entirety, or not even the fight, but the round in its entirety. It's like they get, and it may be true because look at our attention span now, right? But it's like they get the beginning of the fight and the end of the fight, and that middle package just kind of, unless it's the fight that you prefer, it doesn't really get you what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I keep thinking back to like. By the way, chat family, my comments are reflective of what I was thinking during the actual live actuality fight. So, for a while there, who was that? Beterbiev was playing a lot of cat and mouse. Meaning when he would when he wasn't he wouldn't throw punches. He would let Bivol do his thing. Let him tee off, let him do his thing because he was kind of gassing from round second
Yeah.
all the way to like 7 before he caught his last win there. And then he would come on and apply that amazing pressure. But then Bivol at the same time, uh, he's a little more technically sound. So, and I always say this about him. This is why I picked him to win. I thought if he could keep the fight in the center of the ring, he was going to be able, to do his thing, whether he was hitting or not. The judges would be able to award him for that because that's what he does. He keeps the fight as much as he can in the center and doesn't allow his opponent to really get off on him or do much.
But
It's a really nice ebb and flow. It's a really,
the
really
fight
nice ebb.
being in the center,
But at the same time, who's that? Better start to cut you, but like Beterbiev, he could turn it on, man. He could turn the pressure on at any given time, and that's why I said to open up this conversation. It's like, man, he didn't really go at him how he did. But listen, man, God, dog, I'm about to get a haircut here, so
yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna be
You
back.
out, man.
But peace and love to the chat fam, man. Cal.
All right, man. You gonna make it up for Coop?
Yep. Oh yeah. I'll be up
You
there.
going up there?
Yeah. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, listen, I ain't gonna make it, but salute to Coop, man. And anybody drop a super chat, donate to Coop's daughters, man, so they can have a great Christmas. Of course, the fam got them. And with that, Combo's out.